There was a specific reason behind asking her to be seen by all of you. But before telling this story, I shall go to my story when I went to my BE first year. We knew along with us only two ladies have joined our college, only two ladies. One was in electronics and communication, which was with us, and another was in electrical engineering. Well, the first class started. It was a batch of 70 students. We were sitting inside the classroom. Class teacher did not come. First hour happened to be that of English teacher. First hour, so we came outside the classroom, we were waiting. A lady, well dressed in sari, she came. And because it was English class, we all rushed into the classroom and we took our chairs. And then we all stood up when this lady entered the classroom. And then this lady looked at all of us and went to the first desk and sat down there. She was our classmate. Right, she was not the teacher. On the other hand, when Geeta goes to the campus now, even first year boys will be thinking into which section she will be moving now. Alright. So, don't underestimate her accomplishment. That's what I wanted to tell, okay? Right? She appears very young. She is young at heart also. That's what her husband tells me. Okay? Alright. And more than that, she is my granddaughter. She is PhD scholar of my PhD scholar. Alright. So my PhD scholar who is the guide of this candidate is now the chairman like Dr. Lavu Gattaya Garu. Alright, he has got many education institutions. Alright, good, and she is the PhD scholar of Dr. Murli who had come over here. Well, then I heard three stalwarts, starting with Professor P.M.V. Rao. Obviously, he has not left any scope for me to describe the provisions under the Act which can take you to the highest qualification even at BTech level. He has covered it so very well. The only point perhaps he might not have covered exclusively is the opportunity for the young guides who could be thrilled to have such young research scholars with them, and if they can really exert little more pressure, not only would they be becoming very excellent guides, but also they would be making the researchers for the next world, next generation. So Professor P.M.V. Rao has done a very good job, and Professor P.M.V. Rao has been ably supported by Dr. Sampath, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, and Professor Bangaraya also. Then naturally Professor Vijay Ram has stolen whatever I wanted to present. He has spoken about multidisciplinary research. He has spoken about such a wonderful biotechnology research, where now we have got to be very afraid if anybody were to come to your house, let alone mosquitoes, even people, when they come, I should be afraid now, because I don't know where else they would be carrying the cameras. Right? In fact, I myself have worked on the cameras which can be placed in the buttons. I have worked on the camera visions which would be on the handcuff. Alright. And one of my interesting research problem, which still even today is an unfinished research problem, is a camera, an IoT device would be here in the handcuff on both the hands, and the person takes a casual walk. So when the person is taking a casual walk, this camera is transmitting the entire picture. But you should see that there is a forward movement, isn't it? Coupled with an oscillation. Could you get it? A forward movement coupled with oscillation. What does oscillation mean? The oscillation means observing the same area in the reverse direction while I am moving forward. Right? So, there is a movement along the space, x-axis, and there is a partial r and theta coordinate. Either you are working with only xyz coordinates, or you will be working with r and theta coordinates, but here is a problem, a big mathematical problem, which works with both x, r and theta coordinates. Right? And now I have got to translate this into a video of a simple camera moving along the x-axis. Isn't it? I got to translate this. Right? So imagine then how a bat would move. Imagine then it moves with a microsonic speed, right? And imagine then how the imaging has got to be done. Of course, biology people definitely know that the birds have compound eyes. And look at the type of cameras which are possible over there. Right? These are the types of difficult imaginations. Before I move on to my slide, one of my PhD, why one of them? Two, three. One of my PhD scholar solved one problem which originated in my mind when I was a 9th standard student. My bad habit is I lie down on the bed and prepare for exams or even do studies. We did not have cot, but we were having a bed on the floor only, and I used to lie down on the floor and read mathematics. Imagine a person who would lie down on the bed to read mathematics and solve mathematics problem lying down on the bed. Therefore, your pens will not work when you are sleeping on the bed because it is anti-gravity, there will not be flow. Therefore, I have got to use pencils. Pencils were, you remember the Apsara pencils and Nataraj pencils? Right? I want you to stand up for 1 minute. You. All of you, please look at his shirt. All of you, register his shirt. Please be seated. Please be seated. The pencil, of course, is right. Nataraj pencil is like the texture of his shirt, number one. And in our home, the bed sheets used to be like that only, isn't it? The bed sheets used to be like that. I'm not telling that he is wearing a bed sheet, okay? That is not my purpose, okay? For that matter, even this gentleman, okay? It's Apsara pencil, right? Isn't it? Okay? So, when I work out using the pencil, after that, naturally, I am not Kanaka Durga having 6 hands, 8 hands, so I have only 2 hands. Just yesterday I was telling my wife, do you know why Kanakadurga has so many hands? One pair of hands to close her ears against your prayers to her. Right? So, I would write on the book or whatever it is, and then keep the pencil. Next time when I need the pencil, I will not be getting it. I will put my hand, it will not be available because pencil would have rolled somewhere. And then you are forced to get up and see for the pencil. Pencil will not be visible because pencil has got camouflaged in the backdrop of your bed sheet, which is also striped like that. Could you get it? This area of camouflaging is a wonderful problem arising not from military, arising from nature, arising from biology, arising from botany and zoology, arising from biotechnology. So it is camouflaging in nature which is copied by military. And this is the problem not when I became a full-fledged researcher, this is the problem when I was a 9th standard boy. Right? So I was trying to search the pencil. What is the algorithm you would use to find out the pencil? Your eyes are not working. Right? Your eyes are not instantaneously being able to locate where the pencil is. What will you do? Like a blind man you will start. Like a blind man. Eyes don't work. Remember that. Right? Like a blind man you will start searching. Then when you start searching, what is going to happen? At one place there will be a texture deviation the moment you find the pencil. Isn't it? So blind texture anomaly detection leads to identifying the target, which is a big military problem. Right? Absolutely what is required is a different sensor. Who should design this sensor? Electronics people. Who should do the real-time calculation of the texture? Computing people. And then, what is all about? I am mimicking biology-inspired camouflaging. Isn't it? So my 17th PhD scholar solved this problem. Not first, not second, the 17th PhD scholar, his name is Nagappa U. Bhajantri, Dr. Nagappa U. Bhajantri solved this problem for the first time. Then obviously there was a follow-up. Then in those days I was not fascinated, I was not tech savvy, I was not looking into any Google, etc. But later one of my MTech students said that your work has been frequently referenced. I did not know who has been referring to this breaking. In fact, it is called, military people call it as breaking the camouflage. We for the first time from University of Mysore gave the name as decamouflaging. It doesn't exist in dictionary. Now you can find decamouflaging has become a word. Alright, so decamouflaging. That was a big reference and that was presented in Philadelphia University in USA, not by any one of them, but by one of their students, who said the work in the entire globe has happened only in Mysore University because these works are confidential. What happens in military is not known to anybody. Is obviously not known to anybody. Right? All that I am trying to tell is, if you are creative, you can experience the outcome of the research. Therefore, the title of my talk is Experience the exploration, experiential exploration, rather than exhibitive education. All of us are doing are exhibitive education. Why do we join BTech? Ask young lady, why do you join engineering? Because I want to marry another engineer. Which lady tells I want to marry a man? Right? I have not seen any lady telling that I want to marry a man. A lady wants to marry an engineer, a lady wants to marry a chartered accountant, a lady wants to marry God also, if available, but he should possess that nomenclature: God, engineer, chartered accountant, doctor, manager. Isn't it, young lady? Okay, alright, okay, alright. So, our education is for exhibitive purposes. What do we exhibit? See, young children at home, right? Parents are so proud. When the guests come to their house, they start asking, sing that poem. Exhibition. Right? What is the name of the car which your papa drives? Exhibition. Isn't it? What is the name of the car which your uncle in the next door has got? Exhibition. So he has by-hearted, and it is all in database, and it will come out as a pop-up as an answer. It is in the stack, and it will be popping out as an answer. And people clap. Oh, at this young age, a miracle is born. All third-rated exhibition of education. Isn't it? Then next step further. Why is this? Obviously, there is something called, none of you might have watched it, please watch it in Netflix. There was a serial called Quota Factory. Okay? There was a very wonderful serial called Quota Factory which came in 2 seasons. Okay? And that tells what is the blind rush all about. See, one of our colleagues who could have got his son's seat in IIT is so proud as if he himself has got a seat in IIT. Isn't it? Again, what is this? Exhibition. Vishweshwaraya never exhibited, but he was a great engineer. Alright? Our whole purpose has been exhibition. What is examination? Examination is also to exhibit how much you have by-hearted. There shall be stupid questions asked by a stupid teacher in the form of a stupid question paper. And stupidity of ours lies in extracting the answer from the memory and write it down. Isn't it? Agreed or not? Young students, I want you to agree that. Okay? The height of stupidity happens to be in rote learning. There is one more thing. Suddenly, now world ranking of the universities. NIRF, National Institute Ranking Framework. This is another examination for the management and for the principals and for the directors. Another examination. Right? Invent the answers. Isn't it? Find out what to enter. Right? So all these are totally exhibitive education. Ultimately, in this exhibitive education, you are ultimately quantifying your performance. I got first class with distinction. Is it not quantification? I got 68%. You will be putting your head so high till you find all those people who are less than 68%. And then you will not be present the moment you find somebody who has got more than 68%. You will be out of scene there. Again, this is exhibition of your quantification. So, examination is to exhibit your education, to exhibit ultimately how much you are quantified. Isn't it? Right? So, this quantification of education naturally is what is, I call it as exhibitive education. Right? Enough, you have done it enough. High school, all exhibitive. 10th standard, stupidly exhibitive. Plus 2, without even knowing what is mathematics, you have completed plus 2. Isn't it? Without even knowing what is physics, what is even biology, you people, the 32 research scholars who are going to enroll here, you have completed your plus 2. And I tell in India that these 2 years is a crucial waste in anybody's life in India. These 2 years, plus 1 and plus 2. Right from 10th standard, they could have gone into MBBS. Right from 10th standard, they could have gone into BE, or they could have gone into agriculture, engineering, agriculture, without these requiring these 2 years, which is terribly a waste of time. Because you have not done anything other than exhibiting your education. Rote learning, that's all. Isn't it? Now, here is an opportunity for you to experience, get yourself, explore the world. Isn't it? Explore the world, find out the truth. Find out how much you have internalized the truth. Isn't it? See, Gandhiji required so many years to, experience the truth of ahimsa and truth of truth. Isn't it? So, truth of ahimsa, he had got to withstand so many pressures. Particularly, you cannot just imagine the type of pressure he had got to withstand when Bhagat Singh was hung. Because people asked Gandhiji that your one word to the judge would have saved Bhagat Singh. But then he had got to withstand that pressure. That's what you are going to do when you are going to explore the world. Is it all right? That is exactly what you are going to do, that you are going to internalize. You are going to feel that. Isn't it? You are just going to feel that. Just imagine. Just imagine. Way back also there used to be love stories. Isn't it? Raj Kapoor's Sangam love story, Sangam movie, which you might not have seen. Taj Mahal. Okay? Beautiful movie. Right? And all these, even recently, Hrithik Roshan's Jodha Akbar. And then during our period, a beautiful love poem, love story, Chit Chor. And even today you speak about love stories only in the movie. So love has already been there, but still every youngster would also love to experience that love, isn't it? Isn't it? Some people before the marriage, some people because of the marriage, some people even after the marriage they will be searching what love is. Isn't it? Right? Right? So you have got to really experience the love. The same story is not told. It is not exhibited. Has anybody exhibited the love? Absolutely not possible. That is what is experiential exploration. Could you get it? Experience that exploration. The thrill which Professor Sambaya might have got on the day when he was submitting his PhD thesis. The thrill which Dr. Satyanarayana might have experienced on the day he was presenting his PhD work. When will it happen? Only when you are really experiencing that. Which I have seen in the eyes of the young students who presented their work, and for which both Dean R&D and Dr. Anjani compelled me to sit and listen to even the works done by biotechnology people. I was not understanding head or tail, but you should have seen their enthusiasm that they could make a layman understand what they have been doing, which could become possible because they had experienced that exploration, and that is what you are going to get, right? And that is what you are going to enjoy. I am sure you people shall be the best people on the earth, because later in your life you shall not talk about one ordinary useless question paper, an ordinary course for which you by-hearted and went to the stupid examination to write the answers, but you would definitely speak about what were the hurdles you faced while doing this experiment for your research. Is it okay? So if you have understood my title, I will go further. This title is equally applicable not only to the young, bright research scholars who might be thinking that they are risking their life into this research honors, also to the faculty who have been here, that they have got to understand that every course should be converted into an exploratory course, not an examination-oriented course. That is the reason I have been stressing very strong that lecture classes should be minimized. L should be minimized. Transactions have got to be maximized. Practice has got to be maximized. That is the reason. That is all is the reason. Okay? And I'm very happy Professor P.M. Rao and Dr. Sampath are already going ahead for your next version of R22, which is going to be R25. Alright? And I want to be here to look into the incarnation of that and then exit, because what bad has got to be done should be done by me only. Alright? Okay? Alright. Life has got to be made miserable, shall be made by me, and then obviously later you could enjoy. Now I will go into the next slide. So whatever my presentations will be frequently acknowledging national education policy and Jiddu Krishnamurti. What a contrast. When was Jiddu Krishnamurti? Jiddu Krishnamurti has been known much before the independence of India, and national education policy is 2020. After how many years of 1947? At least after 70 years, I am finding national education policy, and what Jiddu Krishnamurti had stated way back, much before independence. Alright? Okay? So I will be acknowledging them quite often. The question we must ask is not what did they teach you today. I am sure Dr. Annapurna would have asked the child at home, what did they teach you today? Isn't it? That is not the question that anybody should ask. The question that should be asked is, what did you discover today? Could you get that? So that is the entire crux. What did you discover today had to happen every day, right from your LKG. Unfortunately, it has not happened. At least before you complete your BTech, do that. At least ask yourself, what did I discover today? Isn't it? So that is the whole essence. Right? Okay? So people are very busy in, the modern definition of education is what to think, not how to think. Isn't it? What is the answer? That is all. What is the answer? That is all. Isn't it? And even today, I still remember a beautiful question set by a biologist with a neat diagram of amoeba. What is so neat about the amoeba diagram? I even today cannot understand. With a neat diagram of amoeba, label all the parts. So what to think? That's all. Another beautiful question of computer science people with a neat flow diagram. And bloody student will first write down the by-hearted program and then will draw the flow chart. But then the examiner will not know whether the flow chart has been drawn first or the program has been written first. Right? And most useless things are from electronics department and electrical department. With a neat circuit diagram. Even today I remember my classmate, his name was Shashi Menon, my classmate. So after the electrical circuit lab or network lab, we had to submit what is called journal, isn't it? In Mysore University we used to call it as journal only. We were submitting. One teacher looked at this journal, what is this figure? He threw it out. Right? Of course, there is another interesting part of this story which went up to principal. One young man, your figure is not good, he threw it out. And unfortunately, it was lady who received that comment. That lady went straight to principal and complained. Okay. So we should be careful, right? All right. We should be very careful while talking. But then, so he threw it out. Then he did not lose patience. He went coolly and asked, sir, what is wrong in this circuit diagram? You have hand drawn it. Then he did not lose patience. He went and he took his arm, took the teacher's arm. See the courage of that boy, took the teacher's arm, dragged him to the table, dragged him to the experimental table. Sir, the wires are lying over here. Show me how to connect the wires that you expect me to draw as a straight line. Okay? See how foolish are our teachers. See how foolish is our education system. We give more weightage to protocol, not in understanding. Whether the circuit diagram is hand drawn or scale drawn, what does it make a big difference? It should be functional diagram. Isn't it? The circuit diagram should be for scale only in mechanical engineering and in civil engineering because it has got a meaning over there. Right? So, that's what our whole education is, what to think. Never has been on how to think. Have we set one question paper, not till R22 was introduced, before R22, had you set one question paper, at least one question where a student ought to have thought what has got to be written as an answer? Right? For the first time, a student should have lifted the pen into the air and should have started thinking. Obviously not. See, look at our girl students. They don't even read the question paper fully. They would have already completed 4 pages of answer. Isn't it? And I had some girl students who were not even looking into the question paper fully, they would start answering. Right? So that is the type of stupidity. Research scholars, don't get into that stupidity because your job is how to think, not what to think. Is it alright? That is all is exploration. Merely stuffing with a lot of information with the intention to pass the examination, which is exhibition of your education, is the most unintelligent form of education, unintelligent form of learning. Is that clear? Alright, people may not agree, but you cannot oppose a vice chancellor when he is speaking. Isn't it? Right? You may not agree, but you have got to just accept. Right? So, sometimes being a Hitler is always better. Alright? Do you know the success, why Hitler was very successful? Do you have any idea why Hitler was a very successful orator? Somebody asked him the question, how can it be possible that you address so many people standing in front of you and you don't get nervous about it? Hitler said, I consider all the people standing before me as sheep and cattle. Right? Isn't it? I consider all people standing before me as sheep and cattle. He is right because they never thought how to think. Only Hitler was able to think how to think. Isn't it? Right? In fact, Hitler and Gandhiji are compared. And they have many similar points. Both of them have many similar points, except one point, Gandhiji was a ahimsa and he was a himsa. That's all, except that point. All others were tallying. Like horoscopes, which we blindly look into before our marriage in our culture, isn't it? In Hindu culture, they take it to the priest, some bugger priest, right? And we will show the horoscopes. He will tell everything is matching. Beautiful. All 63 are matched. Parents run and they perform the marriage. But he has not told that the 64th one has not matched. Isn't it? Right? Okay? Alright. Right? But because he wants to make money, right? Okay, go next. The mere pursuit of knowledge. The mere pursuit of knowledge which you have been doing does not liberate man. Man means woman also. Does not liberate man from his fundamental ignorance of himself. Okay, you are PhDs, you are MTechs, you are BTechs. Do you know about yourself? Do you know your relationship with your subject? Your relationship with your subject. So basically your ignorance cannot be removed only by mere knowledge. But when you practice knowledge, your ignorance will come out. Is it alright? Okay? So wisdom begins with self-knowledge. Right? You get involved. Not for a stupid examination, for yourself. Wisdom begins with self-knowledge. And with self-knowledge, without self-knowledge, mere information is merely a distraction. But with self-knowledge, what is going to happen? With self-knowledge, which comes from self-experience, you will become wise. That is all. That is all. It is not submitting the PhD thesis ultimately. It is that path of, on your path, the way you are acquiring the knowledge through your self-experience will make the quality of the PhD. Is it alright? He is right. Dr. Vijayaram is perfectly right. It is not the H index. It is not the citation. It is not the numbers. Even today in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, people get PhD even without publishing a single paper also. Right? Even today. And people who might have published 10 papers also, their guide would delay the submission of the PhD thesis because there is no enough quality in the work. Is it all right? Okay? So, self-knowledge comes from self-experience. And that is the opportunity which Dr. Srinivas Rao is creating for you, that you acquire this self-experience. So, Professor P.M.V. Rao make the provision, academic provision, and Professor Srinivas Rao would support you financially to acquire this experience. What else do you need? Somebody is paying you to acquire the experience also. Isn't it? Somebody is supporting you to acquire that experience also. Okay? Go next. To be creative, you must know yourself. You should understand yourself. What is understanding yourself? Your relationship with what you are going to do. Isn't it? Right? To be creative, you must know yourself, and to know yourself is extremely difficult. Could you get it? So that's the extremely difficult part. That is why research seems to be difficult, but once you get on to the way, you would start enjoying it, right? Okay, next. To become creative, one should involve in self-exploration. That is all about your research honors. That is all about your 4.1, which is first semester of fourth year and second semester of fourth year, and that is all about what Professor Srinivas Rao mentioned, that he would give 50,000 rupees as fellowship for the 5 months, right, to acquire that self-exploration, to get involved with self-exploration. Enjoy, just enjoy. That's all. Okay? Just enjoy. Go ahead. So, experience the exploration. This is the best. We are paying you and we are asking you to experience the exploration. Okay? And then, obviously, the grade is confirmed, because the grade is going to be given to the experience that you have got, not for whatever you are going to write, isn't it? Alright? Go next. So every learner therefore should be an explorer. Is it okay? So everybody is going to be a Columbus. Everybody is going to be an Vasco da Gama. That's all you have got to do. Because you would learn criticality in thinking. Before you explore, read the story of Columbus, read the story of Vasco da Gama. Why should they decide that they have got to navigate in that direction? They have got to be critical in their thinking. That's what you have got to do. You cannot get it from your guide. Guide will only tell you this is the way, but you should think why that? So critical in your thinkings. Next. Rational in your approaches. Alright, you have got to be very rational in your approaches. Right, don't get biased. You should not get biased. That's the third point. You should be unbiased in your opinion. You have got to receive all the outcomes, all the outputs that your experiment will show with equal emphasis. Unbiased in the opinion and open and capable to promote to new ideas. Particularly when you are working in a group, ideas could come from somebody else, not only from you. Ideas would come from your teachers. Idea could come from your critics. So open and be capable to absorb these new ideas. Is it okay? That is what you have got to do. This implies that every learner should practice what? Should practice willingness to learn. Alright? You should have the willingness. That is all the prerequisite we want. We don't want any big prerequisite. Of course, these are all administrative prerequisites that you should have got a CGPA of 8 or 7 point. Even if you don't have 8, come to me. But tell me that I am deeply interested in research. I want to do. I shall permit. I think I have permitted also. Alright? So, this implies that you should have the willingness to learn, which makes a learner to overcome inhibition. The whole problem that our society suffers is because of inhibition. If you overcome that inhibition, you can also talk, you can also present. Could you get it? Because what you are presenting is nothing more than your experience. And experience comes from self-exploration. So simple. That's all is a life. Go next. There is a difference between knowing and feeling. Till now you are only knowing because you have got to pass an exam. But now you have to feel what you have known. Isn't it? Till now you have been only knowing, and you should understand what is the feeling. The feeling is real understanding. The feeling is experiencing. And the feeling is obviously overcoming the inhibition. Is it alright? Okay, that is all. That's all it's going to do. Okay? Passion is necessary to understand the truth. Okay, you have got to be very passionate. You cannot look at the clock. You have got to keep working. Could you get it? Right? The truth we don't know at which corner it would be. Alright? So you have got to go into that tunnel. Alright? Otherwise, the strange thing called reality will never come to you. Right? So reality is a very strange thing. It will come at some point. Right? It's a penance. Alright? It is an involvement. Are you ready? You should be. Otherwise you would not have opted for getting into this research honors. Okay? Of course, there are, definite outcomes of that. It will happen, and any good experience shall result into a good paper. Any good experience shall result into a good patent. Automatically they should happen. Don't do the work for getting a research paper. Do the work for the sake of research. Research paper happens. When you have conceived, you have got to deliver. There is no other go. Right? See, any good conceivement shall not happen in abortion. Abortion is also a delivery. You should understand that. Isn't it? Right? Okay. The strange thing called reality will never come to you. Okay, go next. Well then, whatever I have told is this. What is real research? Go next. The real research is going on to the top, pinnacle. Who should go? Only you. How? You have got to make these steps. How? Making use of, obviously, your originality, knowledge, your involvement, and obviously translating into your knowledge into making the steps. And this making the step is the skill set. Isn't it? The skill set is through the tools. Through the tools. So knowledge, transformation of the knowledge into the skill through the tools. And the whole thing you have got to experience. That's all. So simple, isn't it? That is all is research. Right? Don't give big names, skill classes, tools. I have got to understand tools. Don't give big names. You find out what tools are required. Alright. Then on the contrary, our education system is this. Our education system is this, that he is the teacher. Obviously, you could ask why the student is carrying a suitcase. Because he has got to pay the fees, no? Isn't it? Right? So, what is happening? You saw the previous picture. He is experiencing. You saw the present picture. The teacher is jacking up. That's all. Up to what level he can jack up? Up to his level of intelligence. Not beyond. Isn't it? Not beyond. But you should go beyond because you have got to take the globe beyond. Isn't it? I shall die. But you will survive to take the next generation. Did you get it? This is the most incorrect model which has been practiced very badly in India. Right? Except in institutions of national importance, this model is not adopted in INEs. In all the institutions, particularly in the institutions like yours, ultimately you are all behind the stupid statistics. Isn't it? How many got jobs? How many were placed? How many got married? Obviously, that question they never ask. How many they got married? That will happen. Isn't it? Right? So, this is the statistical model, whereas that is the brain model. In fact, a real teacher should not be top in pulling up the candidate. The real teacher should be behind the candidate, pushing up the candidate. Why he has got to be behind? Obviously, at any stage, student can slip and fall back, fall down. The teacher should protect him, not allowing him to fall down onto the earth flat. That's all. So the real model is a teacher has got to be behind. Like Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. He did not do anything. He was behind Arjuna. He did not do anything. Right? So that's what has got to be understood. That is where the whole research happens. Right? Okay, go next. That's all. Whatever I spoke is only in these two pictures. Good. Truth cannot be given to you by somebody. That's what I was just exactly telling you. Your teachers cannot give you the truth. You should discover the truth. Could you get it? It is you who has got to discover the truth, and now you have voluntarily opted to discover the truth through a research. Is it alright? Go next. And to discover it, there must be a state of mind in which there is direct perception through direct involvement. Could you get it? That's what I spoke earlier, the relationship. The relationship will be direct. You should experience that directly. Could you get it? Alright? Go next. So, that exploration is obviously the research. And what is meaning of research? The meaning of research is careful search or inquiry. You should pose the questions. You should pose the way to search. Careful search or inquiry. Next, endeavor to discover or collect old facts. Already several truths are available, but you have got to put it in a new algorithm. Collect the old facts by scientific study of the subject. Right? Not by hypothetical study, not by an emotional study, by a scientific study which obviously involves legality in reasoning and mathematical analytics. That's all, nothing more. Scientific or scholarly investigation to search thoroughly. You have got to search thoroughly. You can't wear a watch and look at it, okay? You can't give an appointment to a girlfriend or boyfriend and tell that I shall be available there over 4 o'clock, because your girlfriend or boyfriend is in the lab only, he is with you, that work itself. Alright. Madame Curie and Pierre Curie were great lovers, but still both of them were Nobel Prize winners because they did not waste in, meeting each other. They spent themselves in the laboratory, right? Okay. Course of critical investigation. Alright? That is what is research, exploration. Go next. Research. Search again. What's the meaning? Meaning is, see it from a different perspective. Think about it from different perspective. Try again. Even if your boyfriend or girlfriend has fought with you, at that moment drop it. Leave it. Don't allow it to elaborate. Don't allow it to deepen. Leave it. And then go back, retrospect, and see what could have been the reason from a different angle. Why did he behave so? Why did she behave so? From a different angle, you will get an answer. Right? You will definitely get an answer. It could be between a husband and a wife. You will definitely get an answer. At least you will get an answer that it is not worth spending time on fighting. At least you will find an answer that it is an excusable mistake. It is not a big mistake. Right? That's all is research. Think again, see again. Why not one more time? Alright? Okay? Go next. So, research is a honest, exhaustive, intelligent search. It is a horse's work, not a donkey's work. But you should be honest. Honest, intelligent, horse. Exhaustive, like a donkey. Right? So research is an honest, exhaustive, intelligent search for the facts. And I have used double adjective next purposefully for the true actualities. True actualities. I purposefully use that word, true actualities. Okay? Actuality itself should be true, but people hide the actualities. That is why I have told that true actualities. Right? And their unprejudiced analysis. Not biased analysis, unprejudiced analysis. That is all is research. Okay? Go next. Research is a state of mind. A friendly, welcoming attitude towards change. That is the big difference between a researcher. That is why the final degree in research is called philosophy degree, PhD. Right? So it is a friendly, welcoming attitude towards change. Alright? That's what you are going to learn, and you are lucky that you are learning it, you are going to experiencing it before your BTech. Okay? And next is research needs the problem solving mind. I shall sort out the issue. That should be your approach. Research needs problem solving mind as contrasted to let well enough. So I have by hearted, I will get 40 out of 100 marks, I will pass. That type of attitude will not work for research. Okay? Alright. So research is the composer's mind, the one who composes the music. Research is the composer's mind instead of fiddler's mind. So it's not fiddling activity, it is composing. Alright? Research is creating a tomorrow. It is a tomorrow mind instead of talking about yesterday. To be very precise, research is creating a tomorrow from the experiences of yesterday. And that has got to be done today. That is all is research. Right? So you will definitely get thrilled about it. Okay? Go next. Research has got two types. Basically, research will be of two types. Number one, contributes to the general fund of knowledge. And number two is helps to solve many complex problems. At your level in engineering, I will advise you to go to the next one, to take up a complex issue and start seeing how this problem could be solved. Don't try to become a big philosopher now itself by getting into adding to the corpus of knowledge. Indirectly you will be adding. There are two types of research. One, people call it as pure research, and other people call it as applied research. I don't find any difference, but still pure research is basic foundation level, and then it asks and answers the questions. You will create the question and you will answer the question, right? Advances the frontiers of the knowledge. That is what is the pure research. Applied research is slightly different. Asks and answers the needs, right? The needs. I am hungry, what should I do? It's a need. Asks and answers the needs and uses the new knowledge. You will get a new experience and you will use the new knowledge. But look at what is going to be the engineering research or a professional research. Professional research starts from asking and answering the needs. You start with a need, alright? And that need creates new questions. And that new questions creates new objectives, new frontiers are identified by you. And that new objectives and new frontiers will go for asking and answering the questions. Asking and answering the questions will advance the knowledge, and that knowledge will be used by you. Simple. Therefore, that's the reason I suggested you are lucky because you are in a professional course, and therefore you start with the statement of a complex problem, a complex situation. Start with a need, then get into asking what are the new questions in this need. Then you will ask the new questions, you will invent a knowledge, use the knowledge. That's all. Right? All beautiful, right? Okay? Good. So that is all is your research. Go next. Research should display the first slide of Vijay Ram, the first slide, first third point, creativity and innovation. And he said, I don't understand. What are they? What is creativity and what is innovation? Okay, I'll just go. What is creation and what is innovation? Creation is inspiration. You should get inspired to create. Creation is inspiration. Whereas innovation is execution. Alright, you will put your hand, then it is execution. Innovation is in execution, and then inspiration leads to creation. Right? Okay. Cognitive. Creation is cognitive. Cognitive is learning and applying the knowledge. And this is tangible. Innovation is tangible, using the knowledge. Alright? Next. Potential. Creation is potential. Right? It comes from within. Innovation is practical. Alright? And creation is unique and individual. Don't be worried. It comes from so many people were born. But the truth was so simple. Ahimsa and truth. Why only Gandhiji should get that? Why only Einstein should get E equal to mc square? Why only Newton should understand why apple should fall on his head? Isn't it? So creativity is unique and individual. Alright? Whereas innovation is repeatable and scalable. Is it alright? Repeatable and scalable. In fact, creativity is the thought process. Right? If you are not good, don't worry about that. Let somebody do that job. Why are you worried? Creativity is a thought process that leads to extraordinary, unique idea. Could you get it? Like probably there should be R22. It's creativity. But how it has got to be implemented is innovation. Right? Go next. Innovation is new product, new service. Idea is already fixed. It is new product, new service. Can I do it better than how I did it yesterday is innovation. That's all. In very simple term, can I do it much better than how I did yesterday? Can I appear more beautiful than yesterday? Can I wear my saree much better than yesterday? That's all. Can I get dressed much better than yesterday? That's all. That is all is innovation. So innovation is improved performance. That's all. You are the competitor to yourself. That's all. Improved performance, reduced cost. Better means reduced cost, increased accuracy, increased efficiency. All these things are innovation. That's all. Could you get it? That is the difference between creation and innovation. Go next. So holistic thinking is what is required. Solving problem holistically. That's what he has already told. Holistically. You have to solve the problem holistically. Holistic solving problem is interdisciplinary. Naturally it is interdisciplinary. You cannot solve it alone using your knowledge. Okay? Not only that, you further go that. Go next. It should be linked progression. Don't leave it here. Have another person who is youngster to you. Relay that. Bring him up to continue your idea. All our research dies in the boxes because you take it, you leave it, and then you leave. You should not do it. So there should be a relay and there should be an onward continuity. So take 2 points. One is holistic thinking, another is linked progression. That's all. Okay? Anyhow, in conclusion, what we have been successfully doing is, as students, as learners, we are only spectators. Isn't it? We look into the book, we are spectators. We are not originated the knowledge in the book. We just are looking into the book. We are spectators without taking part in the game. Right? Now, also start playing. That is all is research. Is that all right? Go next. We are nearly becoming outsiders, losing the creative capacity. You are all creators. You are all innovators. But we are losing it because we have been outsiders. Isn't it? Why you are outsider? Because you know that my examination question paper evaluates me, would quantify me. That is all is our problem. Okay? So this problem can be solved. Research bent of mind is the only solution. Thank you very much.
I don't know how to start after the talk of the eminent personality here, Dr. P. Nagbhushan sir. I know him since last 30 years, being me as a student of Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. He was, I could say, the first person who inaugurated computer science department at Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan, in 80s. so was the personality in Karnataka, that too in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. You name any researcher, they would be knowing the giant Dr. P. Nagabhushan there at Karnataka. He has got a good set of PhD scholars. We do have, it is so popular that we have a WhatsApp group under his name, where we all come under his umbrella in the Mysore University, where we share our thoughts in that particular group. Such a visionary leader he is. I'm really thankful for this opportunity to share whatever the little knowledge I have in this field. Yes, I think this title would have brought in, because I keep doing this with this particular title, Igniting Young Minds. I started it 1.0, 2.0, and it is going on. With my team, what they were specifying, ME-RIISE, that is Malnad Enclave for Research, Innovation, Incubation, Startups and Entrepreneurship, that is ME-RIISE Foundation. We go as a team to ignite the young minds, not only in the engineering institutes, the colleges, we go to the rural areas also. We go to the kids also. We try to reach the rural sector also. Might be because of that the title has come. I don't know how did you choose the same title. Still that question is there in my mind. We keep doing this. Yes, I'm really excited to discuss about the topic given that really resonates with each one of us, right? Igniting young minds for research or through research whatsoever. All of us know that curiosity is innovation, right? Curiosity is innovation. Sir was talking about experiential learning, right? Not being exhibitive education. Yes, we should not always be the consumers of knowledge. We should not always be the consumers of knowledge. We should try to create it also. This research, it's really a spark that fuels the transformation. You will actually, as you was telling in some of the slide, it is not that always the knowledge we gain, it's always the feel we get in it. You'll really feel each and every, like it could be coding in computer science or whatsoever, in whatever the field you are doing, that feel what you get is what makes you speak. As he was telling in his talk, you cannot speak much better when you're preparing the slides from some book or when you Google it. You can be a good orator only when you speak what you have felt, what you have experienced, isn't it? Otherwise, you will have to just take some points, prepare the slides, then recall the points, what has been done, and you can talk. You can only orate fluently when you are speaking what you are really experienced, the works what you have done. That makes us good. Yeah, coming to this topic, when this topic Igniting Young Minds for Research was given, I was thinking what to talk. Yes, as all the speakers before me told, it is not the days where we sit and work alone. Individually, we cannot do much great. It's all about the teamwork. It's all about the multidisciplinary projects what we do. Multidisciplinary research work what we do. Making something different is not that easier. Now, I want to talk about this. In 2018, it was all about the principal of our college called me and asked, you have to bring in something innovation, something called innovation. People are talking about innovation. Some innovation center has to be brought. There is something called STEP in the college. I'll be handing over to you to that. You should be the coordinator of it and you have to take over that. STEP is, I think most of the teachers know, Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park. That was there earlier. So once the task is given, what should we do? We should dive into it. We should start thinking. Sir does it. He eats, he sleeps, he walks, research, always. There is a sector, before that we had ARIA, Innovation Ranking Band was not there in NIRF before. It was ARIA, Atal Ranking for Institution Innovation Achievements was there. There also we stood as band performers. This really motivated. I'm not telling that we had done great from the beginning. It was all small steps that was doing. The much thing that matters here is consistency. Consistency really transfers average into excellence. We have to keep doing. It's not that today I can't do, I'll leave it. Whatever the small portion I can do, I have to do every day. That consistency really matters. So see the consistency that we kept working on. So here, how do we get the members for the ME-RIISE? We do auditions in the beginning of the first semester. In the first semester, we take only 10 members. Only 10 members, not more than 10 members, looking into their area of interest. Are they satisfying our requirements? That will be taken care of and we are going to recruit them. This went on till 2022. Later, the work done was appreciated by many of the management members. The chairman came forward. I put forth an idea. Why don't we incorporate it as a company here at the institute? He said, yes, go ahead. So now in September 2022, we incorporated it as a Section 8 company in the campus. So we are now ME-RIISE Foundation, a Section 8 company. So we are not working only for the engineering college, that is Malnad College of Engineering. We work for other areas also, any institute. So because of this innovation activities being done, Ministry of Education, Government of India has selected our institute as the Mentor Institute. So we have 5 institutes as mentee institutes and we do mentor them. Every month we go visit their institutes, we mentor them. So it goes on. What really happens here, why I'm telling all this is, it's not that we alone keep doing whatever we want. We have to have a teamwork. We should have teamwork. So what happens, I will go to other institute, I get connected, now I'm here, I get connected to you people. So then we can share our knowledge, we can work together. The collaboration that happens matters a lot. Always don't think that she is my friend, I'll work with her. I'll make a team, I'll work with her. No. You will get good friends. Go ahead, make friends, connect. That is what happens actually. We say you have to meet, connect and explore. It's not that always I'm comfortable with this madam, I'll be with this madam. No, you go, move out. Then only you can do great. So how does these ideas come? We have to do research, fine. I said curiosity is innovation, fine. Now I have to start research. I have to get a problem. How do I get a problem? To do the research, what should I do? I should have some problem. I should solve that problem, right? Pardon? Observe your surroundings. Very good. I should search for a problem. Pardon, sir? Through literature survey, yes. Yeah, please be interactive. Anything else? Yeah, We have worked out something in the past. We can see what else I can do, how I could upgrade it, how I could improve, what else I can add on to that. That way I can think. Very nice. What is it? Yeah, she told she will look into the limitations of the existing models. These are, yes, what we do always, the literature survey, looking into what past work we have done and moving ahead, and looking into the limitations of the existing models. What personally I feel is we should reach the community. We should reach the community. Yes, we do all those what you are doing, and it's good. We are doing. We can go ahead with that. But still, reaching the community, talking to them, getting the local problems, and bringing solution to that will make a big difference. So that's what we do under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. We have written a proposal for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan where our college is selected. What I do is I take the team of students to the village. Usually to start with, I used to go to the school, make the team of students, talk to them, and I have to take our students also there, and our students used to mentor them to understand what problems are existing in their house, it could be at their home or in the surroundings, regarding the farming, agriculture, the transportation, because they have to move far away for whatever they want. So all the problems, you'll really get to know how comfortable we are, how luxury we are with when we look into their problems. So once you get to know their problems, then what we really do is we make them sit as a team, write the problem, and also by the end of that particular 2 days what we stay there, we usually stay back in the village and do that, we come out with a solution. We come out with a solution. And nowadays, along with the students, since we are planning to stay back there also, we are getting in their parents also. The elders also will be involved in the evenings, give the ideas, what is that problem, how the solutions can come out with that. So everything will be thought of, okay. So I'm just giving the glimpses to come into a major topic here, that is how I can relate this research work, how the research work has to be carried out when comparison with the design thinking. There are 5 steps in design thinking. The first step is empathize. Carefully listen to that. The first step is empathize. The second step is define. The second step is define. You have to do all those things. This is the activity. The second step is define. The third step is ideate. The third step is ideate. Can you guess the next step? First step is empathize. The second step is define. The third step is ideate. The fourth step is prototype. Good. Implement, prototype. You are coming out with the prototype. The final step. There are 5 steps I said. Prototype is the product. You have the prototype. Correct. Testing. The last step is testing. We'll come from one by one. What is empathize? Yeah, trying to understand others' feelings, problems. Nice. Isn't it? So now, why is the team there? You are 4 in a team. Do you know each other? No. You'll get to know now. Okay, you have to empathize. The first step is you have to get to know each other. You will have to address the problems of each others. What is it? What is happening in and around? It need not be your personal problems. It could be the problems you are looking into when you are traveling between the institute and your home. It could be wherever you are traveling, in and around, in the market, during transportation, the farming, agriculture, health services, wherever you go, when you are looking into what are the problems you are looking in. Actually, we'll be seeing lot of problems. Only thing is, we'll not be focused, because we'll not be thinking. Usually what happens, if you are thinking about, if you are upset, some health upset is there, then only you will get to know on the way so many hospitals are there. Otherwise, you will not bother whether the hospital is there or not. When you want to buy some groceries, then only you will get to know some grocery shop is there on the way. Otherwise, you will not bother about it. So now you are into research. You want to identify problems, you will be thinking about that itself. What problem I should give my best. I should do my best. That will be there. So I suggest you to take the local problems and give solution to those local problems. Fine. So empathize, you will be, yes, in simple terms, will not speak great. Understanding requirements, yes. Yeah, empathize is just knowing about each other, the problems in and around, the surroundings, the environment where we are. Okay, you will do that. What is the next step? Define. The second step is define. So now that you start empathizing, you will be rushed with so many problems. You will be identifying various problems. So I have to define one. Can I go into everything? No. So with the list of problems you have, what do we do now? You have to take the burning problems, prioritize. Many answers are good. Sir, you told something. You also told prioritize. Okay. So we have to look into now. This is where the literature survey, sir was telling about literature survey. That also has to happen now, isn't it? Yeah, someone has told that this is the problem she or he is having. The community is telling that we have this problem. We have to look into whether that has been already worked out. Is the solution there already? Okay, that has to, she was telling limited models, that existing models, that has to be, the limitations has to be looked into and work on it, isn't it? So now what you are doing, now that you are empathized, you have got a list of problems, you will do the survey and then you will define the problem which is really needed, which is really required. You are going to define one problem. It could be in any field. Now, as she was telling, the burning problem, the climatic conditions, climate problems are good for nowadays, health sectors, AI, it's going on. We have to go with the society. So, move on. Fine. So, now that you have defined the problem, one problem is there. Now, what to do? The next step. Yes, ideas has to come out. Ideate, right? You have to search for solutions to, she was telling. Start thinking about it. As professor does, eat, sleep, walk, everything. Research itself. Take a problem, think about it. That's all. So, ideation starts. Fine. Now you are with some solution. What should we do? Implement, that is prototype. You build the prototype. You have the prototype with you now. The prototype has been built with various tools. We'll look into what are the tools we have to make use of, how to search, where we have to approach all this. The last part, testing. Where do you test? Madam?
Based on the type of product.
Yeah, based on the type of product she is telling. Where do you test? Very good. in the field. You got the problem somewhere, right? Go to the same place. Is this a problem you had? Is this solution okay for you? Get it? That is one way. The other ways we do have. Pardon? Laboratories, okay. We have publications. We can publish our articles. We can go for patent. We can go for copyright. We have various platforms to compete nowadays. We can compete and look into whether our solutions are right. But what I always feel is wherever the problem was existing, go back to the same person, that same community, ask them, am I right? This is what you had. Is this solution okay? Or do you need a better solution for that? We can ask for them, right? If it is fine, okay. Otherwise, what will you do after testing? Which step will you go back? Ideate. Step 1. That is, again think of a problem. No, when it is tested, the solution is not accepted. What will I do? I have to re-ideate. You ideate. Anything else? When the solution, yes, based on that feedback, I have to react. Yes, you are right. So I'll be getting the feedback. They say the solution is okay. Some guys may say, yes, the solution is okay, but I need something. This has to be changed. That might be, I can go back to the prototype level and I can change it. Sometimes the solution should be so that I have to go back to the ideate level as Sir told. I have to go again think of it. No, this is not proper. I have to again think of some solution, some other. Sometimes I have to go back to literature survey. I have started wrong. I got the problem, the survey was not proper. Again go back to that stage, again redefine, get the work done. So it depends on the feedback what I get.